Welcome to Lesson 8.8, Fractions in Number Stories. The objective today is to provide experience with solving number stories using fractions. Key concepts and skills will be using pennies, counters, or pictures to solve fraction number stories. Describe solution strategies for solving fraction number stories. The use of fraction cards to compare fractions. And measure and draw a line segment to the nearest 1/4 inch. The math message for today is, using your ruler, draw a line segment that is 1 3/4 inches long on your slate. Divide the line segment into 1/4 inch segments. How many 1/4 inch segments are there? Pause the video now. So, as you can see here, boys and girls, this 1 3/4 line segment is divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 equal 1/4 segments. Therefore, 1 3/4 is equal to 7/4, which also means equivalent to 7/4. Boys and girls, for the next part we're going to be working on number stories involving fractions. So we thought it'd be a good idea for you to look at the Guide to Solving Number Stories sheet. You might have this in a math folder, otherwise another one will be made available for you. So number 1, what do you understand from the story? You have to read the story. What do you want to find out? What do you know? 2, what will you do? Will you add, subtract, multiply, divide? Draw pictures, make tallies, use counters or base 10 blocks? Use a number grid or number line, make a table, diagram, write a number model? Number 3, answer the question. Solve the problem, record your work. Write the answer with the units, always important. Number 4, check. Does your answer make sense? How do you know? Use this sheet today, think about this sheet, as we are working on fraction number stories. Here is a fraction number story example. Andy bought 24 stamps for her stamp collection. 3/4 of the stamps were from the United States. How many stamps were from the United States? Think about this. Pause the video now. So, boys and girls, here's a possible solution to this problem of the stamps. Take 24 coins or counters to represent 24 stamps and divide them into 4 equal sets, because we know there are groups of 4 because it says here 3/4 of the stamps. Each set consists of 6 counters and is 1/4 of the total. So 1/4 of 24 equals 6. There's going to be 6 in each group of 4. 3 sets consist of 18 counters, right? Because you would have 6 plus 6 plus 6 equals 18. And 3/4 of the total, so 3/4 of 24 equals 18. So our correct answer would be 18 stamps. Make sure you have your unit with your number. Here's another fraction number story to try, boys and girls. Kiko has done 3/5 of the math problems. What fraction of the problems does she still have to do? Well, if we were pretending that Kiko was working on a math page, something like this, and Kiko completed three-fifths of these problems, you would circle 1, 2, 3, 3/5. So how many does she have left over here? And as you can tell, she would have 1 2/5. So she still would have 2/5 to complete. Here's one more, boys and girls, that we can try. Ricky read 12 books in the last 4 months. 3 were nonfiction. What fraction of the books were nonfiction? On average, how many books did he read per month? So there's 2 questions. So thinking back to the guide to solving number stories, what do we understand from the story? Well, hopefully you understand that he read 12 books and that 3 of the books were nonfiction. So it's asking us what fraction of the books were nonfiction. Well, we know he read 12 books altogether, so that will be our denominator, 12. How many books were nonfiction? It says 3. So the fraction of books were 3/12 nonfiction. On average, how many books did he read per month? Well, he read 12 books in 4 months. So that sounds like a division story to me. So if we took 12 and divided that by 4, if you know your multiplication division facts, boys and girls, you should realize that our answer is 3. And so we averaged reading 3 books per month. Always label your answers. Now, boys and girls, you're going to use all your knowledge about number stories and fractions to answer the questions on page 200 of your math journal. It says solve these number stories, use pennies, counters, or draw pictures to help you. When you complete page 200, you will go on to page 201. On page 201, you're going to have to start by writing a fraction story. And you can ask a partner to solve your fraction story. Think about all the fraction stories on page 200 that you were just working on to write your fraction story. Next, you're going to draw eggs in cartons to show fractions. So they gave you an example here of 7/12, and they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 eggs. You're going to have to do the same in 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then number 14 is a little number story again, and you're going to have to answer it right here. Good luck and have fun.